Hey guys, hello. We have a next speaker. I'm proud to introduce Alexey Avdey. He's CTO and technical game producer from company Gismart, and he's gonna present, have speech regarding best practices for uh, social hyper-casual games. Are you ready?
Yeah, hello everyone. I'm Alexey. I'm CTO and co-founder of Flime. It's internal studio in Gismart company, which as you know, is global leader in music entertainment apps and games. So Flime Studio is focused on hyper-casual mobile games and social HTML5 games. So we have two small teams in our studio. So I'll talk today about our experience. So first, what is social hypercasual game? Our experience on different platforms like Facebook, TikTok, and Snap, and best practices that we find out during our work, and some speculations on the future of these social platforms and hyper-casual games on these platforms. So what is a social hyper-casual game? It's a game, hyper-casual, that rely on social platform and the API. Such platforms like Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, WeChat, VK, and Одноклассники, and so on. They all have HTML5 games in their apps. So you can get user data from their platform, and you can use it in your game. You can save it on the server. You can get data about their friends and use different APIs on the platform, like inviting friend sharings, first of all, and so on and so on. Also, these platforms has a lot of organic traffic, and mostly we rely on organic traffic. We currently we don't do much user acquisition. So regarding technology, it's HTML5 engines. There are a lot of them, and basically Unity can export to web, but it's not so good for mobile applications, for mobile browser, because there are still some bundle size limitations and some issues with WebGL. Also, these games are outside traditional app stores, and one of the cons is that you should launch the application before you launch the game, and this leads to lower retention and LTV. So currently we work with 3 platforms, and we have a team more than 20 people, and we launched in last 2 years 2 games on Snapchat, and we work with Facebook games more than 3 years and already launched more than 5 games. Some of them are still performs well on the platform, some of them are not, but we continue to experiment. And we launched 1 game on TikTok, mini games in China. It was our experiment, so I'll talk about this later on. So Facebook Instant Games is HTML5 cross-platform platform, and there is no full APK or EPA downloading from the store. User can just click the icon of the game, and it just starts loading. And in less than 5 seconds, player can play this game and make a sharing and so on. So Facebook has different platforms like Android, iOS, and web. First, our success on the platform was actually not hyper-casual game. They started from Messenger application and good flow for such apps was playing with friends. And first of our game was about asynchronous play with friend. And we launched our game Warsearch together, and it still performs really well. We used web framework like React.js, and we used backend for player communication. They can we used sockets to display player interactions and to store players' data. So later on, when Facebook moved from Messenger to Facebook app, we changed our model and we start trying to make more hyper-casual games that centered around leaderboard and tournaments. And Facebook introduced a new feature that allow you to share your score on your page, and other players, your friends, can see this post and play this game with you, and you'll compete with them on your score in the game. And this feature went really viral, and it's actually some of the games on the platform just grew in 5 or 10 times without any user acquisition. So it was really great, and we start making hyper-casual games with with simple core that allows to share your score. And one of the first our games was port from Unity from mobile. It was Cool Goal hit from Gismart, and we made a port from Unity to HTML5 using Play Canvas engine. This engine is really good because it allows you to work in editor, which is really similar to Unity, and we used same assets and code from Unity, but we transpiled code from C# to TypeScript and changed it in some places when engine requires this, and we got the same result on HTML5 as it was in a mobile game. So it's a really great example because with the same small team, we managed to do this in one or maybe a little bit more in 1 month, and reuse and use API from Facebook and launch it on the platform. So it is, and this lead to additional organic traffic and additional revenue from this game, because when creatives when CPI went high, it was hard to acquire more users on the mobile, and we try to launch it on social platform to get more organic traffic. In May of 2019, Snap Games launched their platform, and we decided to partner with them. So they said that this platform will be closed only for approved partners, and they decided to make games on this platform really good quality and curated. So each game is unique. It has great art, and one of the USPs of their games is using of Bitmojis and multiplayer. So first, our game on the platform was Color Galaxy. Currently, it has more than 19 million players, and we make it in multiplayer with real-time synchronization. So we had some challenges making backend server for real-time synchronization. And we integrated Bitmoji from Snapchat. So currently, this game performs really well on the platform. It's one of the top 5. And one of the greatest things that it's grows organically, and we don't buy any traffic. And traffic is just month to month, it just go bigger. There is more and more traffic every month. So it doesn't go down as if it were a user acquisition on mobile. So we just make small improvement for this game, some live operations, and it just stays on the same level with organic traffic. Our second game for Snap Games was Crazy Run. It launched really recently, and in 2 months it got 10 million players. We had a really good launch, and this game is also real-time multiplayer. So we achieved at the soft launch same metrics as for Color Galaxy, and we still continue improving this game. So currently we making third game, and it's also multiplayer. So we continue our partnership with Snap Games, and really interested in making such hyper-casual games combined with Bitmojis and real-time multiplayer, because they keep organic traffic, and they can platform. We grow with platform because platform adds more features, more we can discover, we can get more organic traffic through discoverability that platform provides. So regarding TikTok, currently they launched mini games only for China, and it was really challenging experience, because they have really different technical requirements for the games, and they have documentation in Chinese, and we actually had a lot of time with Google Translate, trying to understand what is the documentation about. But TikTok as a platform is really interesting. It's entertainment focused. It has a young user base and music in the heart of user experience. So we decided to make Piano Crush. It was one of the cores of Gismart's applications, like gamified applications. So we launched it on the platform, but there was a challenge that Chinese songs are to find the right content, because the market is pretty different, and we get our lessons from that. And currently we understand that one of the main features for TikTok mini games is video recordings, because they allow your games to get viral growth. When you can record experience in your game for 30 seconds and share it in your stories. So if game really viral, you can get a lot of organic traffic without any user acquisitions. So our lessons from all of that went to our best practices. We can consider different monetization strategies. First of all, it's in-app adverts and in-app purchases. In-app adverts is the same on mobile. Most of the platforms has interstitials, rewarded video, and banners. So you can do the same monetization techniques as on mobile for Hypercasual. As I said, when user wants to launch the game, then he needs to launch the application. But some of the platforms allow users on Android platform create screen shortcut. So this shortcut increases retention and allows users to retain for that user that's added the shortcut on their home screen. It allows users to engage in the same way as with mobile games. Also, there is chatbot and app updates that is similar to push notifications or on mobile, and but it is more customized. We can add bigger images for chatbot messages, and for example, in Facebook Messenger, messages just go into your direct messages, and user has much more higher percent of much higher open rate of these messages. And this allows to improve engagement much more than push notifications on mobile. One of the really important things is loading time, the same as on mobile, but for HTML5 game, we should consider it more like it really depends on bundle size from on the beginning of the loading, and instant games should load in 2 seconds. When mobile games have different experience from loading the game from the store, then launching it on the mobile, and even when game is launched on mobile, there can be more than 2 seconds. So instant games should load even quicker than mobile games. So on cross promo on the Facebook is really important tool for organic growth, because we don't use user acquisition. You can increase traffic in your applications just making cross promo in your top hits. It also performs pretty well because there is less friction than on cross promo on mobile, because users don't need to download application from the store. User can just load another game in 5 seconds. Also, it's important to make more communication between players. And when, like on Snapchat, users in one context or in one, if they open the game from the common chat, they can use voice communication on text communication while they are playing in the game. And this is really great tool for increasing their engagement, and it really works. So for games like for multiplayer games with collaboration or with some kind of with collaboration and competition, players can engage. And if a group is bigger, in the chat they can have more than 2 players. You can play with companies like 5 or 7 players, and it's really funny to play multiplayer game and communicate with voice and with text. So for Facebook platform, currently leaderboards is really great tool for viral growth, same as sharings, but sharings is a pretty old instrument, and players understand that they will share post on their page, and conversion rate is pretty low because users afraid to share a picture of the game, and it's really important for the game to make a real interesting moments for users, so they want to share something. Regarding leaderboards, it motivates players to compete with other players, so this motivation is pretty high, and usually they share leaderboards on their page more frequently than simple sharings. So regarding the future of social platforms and hyper-casual games on social platforms and other games, I think that there will be continuing growth due to more surfaces and adoption by players. And it's important and platforms also implement viral features for the platforms, like tournaments and many others. We grow with the platforms. These platforms is pretty young, same as hyper-casual genre. They from 4 to so the oldest is Facebook. It's just 4 years on the market, so they already have a lot of APIs and features in their SDK. So in the future, I think there will be more viral features, and it's really great for organic traffic and viral growth. And with development of 5G networks, it is possible to make a streaming in the application, is a platform. So probably there will be different technologies, not only HTML5, but maybe Unity on the server that can be streamed in the platform, and users can play much more enriched games inside the platform. So, and as these platforms rely on influencers, is one of the points of organic growth is collaboration with influencers, and we already have some bumps of traffic after without our without our ask. Some influencers share the post, and we see big bumps from these sharings. They lead to spikes of organic traffic. So we can, if we collaborate with influencers, there could be much more such spikes and growth and organic growth. So that's it. Thank you for your attention.
Okay, thank you for the presentation. It was really interesting to know a little more how to do user acquisition without actually user acquisition. Thank you so much. I have one question before we go to the questions we have in chat. You told about cross promo and leaderboard. What about having a cross leaderboard? I mean, for your audience from different games to have one global leaderboard. Have you tried to do something like that? And what do you think about this at all?
It's an interesting idea. Actually, we didn't think about it. So I believe if we have common user base, we can make something like common leaderboard. It's tricky it's a bit tricky because there is different games, and maybe we can use some trophies and rewards for players that play more our games. So we incentivize them to play our games, and maybe some of them are easier to get higher score, so they can get very high score and get some rewards for that.
Oh yes, so it's a way to gamify the platform, actually, to create the platform and gamify an experience, and have probably some quests like play 3 battles here and 2 tasks there, etc. to get some extra bonuses. Good. Thank you. We have a question in chat. What SDK you use to make multiplayer games for Snap games, and how scalable and affordable is it for developers?
Yeah, so for Color Galaxy, we use Coliseum. It's free for its open source library, and most of our servers made using Node.js. It's JavaScript backend framework. But for Crazy Run, we used different engine. It's Heroic Lab, and Snapchat partnered with Heroic Lab, and they provide us Nakama SDK, and it's written in Go language. So with JavaScript experience, we started using Go. It was a bit of challenging, but it works also pretty well. And Snapchat runs servers partnering with Heroic Labs, so we don't need to think about our architecture, our infrastructure, because when we developed it on Node.js, we launched our own servers on AWS, and it was pretty headache because it's pretty hard to maintain a real-time server.
No, yeah. Thank you for commenting. And one more question: do you have the same games running at several platforms at the same time? Do you practice something like that, or you release one game for one platform?
Yeah, it's one of the first ideas that comes in the mind when we are talking about HTML5 game. It's similar technology. Why don't we use it for different platforms? But actually, there is some problems with that because Snapchat wants unique game. They don't want games that already launched on other platforms. They want Bitmojis in their game. They want real-time multiplayer and so on. And each game that we want to launch on Snapchat, it should be approved. So we pitch a concept for the Snapchat, and some concepts are not approved, and usually it's the concept that we already have. And regarding Facebook and TikTok, we tried to launch our port from Unity to Play Canvas, Cool Goal, but we faced technical issues because TikTok has different IDE that we need to use in order to launch inside their app. So they have different wrapper for the game that runs inside their app. So we tried to just port it to TikTok, but it won't work. There were a lot of artifacts, a lot of bugs, and we didn't manage to fix all these artifacts and bugs that appeared. And also there is memory limitation. So we need to use different engine. We used Play Canvas. So to launch it on TikTok, we should use some of the Chinese engines, and it's too difficult.
I see. Thank you. And
But
also,
yeah,
you have
other game possible. Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry. You have experience running games on such different platforms, so probably users there are pretty different too. Can you tell a couple of words? I remember you are CTO, but still, a couple of words regarding users. Are they that different on Snapchat, on Facebook, in TikTok? And if yes, what's different in what they like, what they prefer? What's different about them?
Yeah, that's a good question. Actually, difference in the audience it's also one of the reasons why we can't launch same games on different platforms. Because as you know, on Snapchat and TikTok, there are more young audience and female audience. As for Facebook, the audience on Facebook is older, and they like different games. But hyper-casual games are pretty common for all types of audience, and it is possible to launch on different platforms. But yes, there is a difference.
I've heard the theory that probably both of them may be happy meeting in one place, younger ladies and older guys. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. This is it. Actually, your experience is very unique. I've never met a company until this day who made something like that. So thank you very much for your speech and for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.